Well, the team news for tonight's sides, Hull City are unchanged from the side which drew 3-3 against Birmingham City. So strong positive mindset from the off is what we expect again. Josh McGuinness finding the net, James Scott also managing to score. So there's plenty of goals about in the attacking three, completed by Mallik Wilks, who of course has made his arrival to Hull City now permanent following a loan spell from Barnsley. Not much change either on the bench, still plenty of notable names. Tom Eaves is the likeliest man to come on to try and change things up front, but John Terrell, who didn't get to come on Saturday, will be hoping to tonight after impressing well against Charlton. Here's Batty, picked up by Spence. Kane losing possession. It's a chance for Paddy McNair to express himself, and a large fizzing shot spilt by George Long, and in the end it's turned away, but Eltringham has pointed to the spot, and Hull City, who have been the ones who've started brightest in the last couple of games, now could face falling behind very early on, and that was scrappy to say the least.
Yeah, it certainly was, wasn't it? You know, they worked it quite well, Middlesbrough. I thought it could have been cleared initially on the edge of the box, but Johnson with the strike, good save from Long, and there it's Geordie Device, brought him down. It's a definite penalty, isn't it? You know, there's definitely contact there. Not a great start.
It won't be if Middlesbrough can find the back of the net, and Britta Sumbalonga, who's only got 6 goals so far, with a chance to make it 7 and put Middlesbrough ahead, and he has done. The perfect start for Middlesbrough. They lead by 1-0, and a dead ball situation is not going to be rejected by a man of a Sumbalonga's calibre. Bang, right corner, and the right place to put it. And Middlesbrough lead by 1-0. Jordi Device back towards George Long. He's come under scrutiny, George Long, in recent weeks, but I suppose that save, do you feel he was at fault? Do you feel he could have held on to it?
I don't think he could have held on to it, no. You know, I think there's one criticism, you know, he's parried it into that 6-yard box, you know, right in the middle of our goal.
Here's Wilks. He's trying to create the space, he takes a tumble, and now it's Hull City's opportunity from a set piece to maybe fire in an equaliser. So Herbie Kane with the opportunity. And the first piece of goalkeeping action for Stankovic, and it's not going to happen because Herbie Kane has come up with another instant reply from Hull City, and it's all square again. What a start at the KCOM.
Oh, what a finish that is from Herbie Kane. Obviously full of confidence from Saturday's goal against Birmingham with a free kick. Everyone's waiting for him to go under the wall. This time he decides to go over, and absolute precision as well, right into the corner of the Middlesbrough goal. Absolute fantastic free kick.
Whipped round the wall. Not too much power, but just enough to get it over the wall and placed delicately into the back of the net. But they've got a spot of defending to do potentially here, because Middlesbrough look dangerous again. Roberts once more trying to work the space, and he does get the shot away, but leaning all over the place, never got his foot behind the ball, and that's why it's sliced horribly away for him.
Again, he shows his qualities, doesn't he? You know, you don't know what way. Calamel doesn't know what way he's going to go. Is he going outside? Is he going inside? This time he goes inside, invites the challengers, just gets his shot all wrong, which is lucky for us really, because he'd opened the space up really well there with Patrick Roberts.
Goal's been a little bit hard to come by though for him since leaving Celtic, but the way he's playing so far, he may get opportunities as Spence brings it forward, puts it into the middle, and the offside flag is raised, and that was a little bit of a panic station moment for Hull City, because Middlesbrough put bodies in the penalty area again and didn't deal with it accordingly.
Oh, they're getting on top of us, aren't they? Middlesbrough, especially in this wide area on this right hand side. It's causing us all sorts of problems. This time it's the full-back Spence. Just leaves Herbie Kane for dead there. Just gets away from him, gets into the penalty area and pulls it right across. Roberts is screaming for it, but it falls to Coulson on the back post, and he gets his strike all wrong.
A few to aim at in the box. Jordi Device goes down inside the penalty area. Here's Batty looking to try and hit with venom. He's never getting through the red wall that Middlesbrough built on the edge of the penalty area. Good play from Wilks, who this time gets a shove just outside the area, so free kick again. Middlesbrough may complain, but that's looked a certain free kick.
Yeah, he just got away from the full-back there, didn't he, Wilks? Good bit of play. Nice bit of positive play in the wide area. So once he gets away, it's a similar position from when we got the first goal. It was Wilks again who come inside on the first goal, with Herbie Kane obviously finishing it off. And it's a little bit wider than what it is now, but it was a similar sort of run.
Maybe a little bit of a lottery as to what happens here. It's Honeyman who swings it. Reece Burke's header, now Wilks. Burke again. And the scrappiness inside the penalty area. Jeff Eltringham has given that against Reece Burke, I think it was, for his kicking inside the penalty area. That was a decent enough cross, but well defended.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, wasn't it? From Honeyman into that danger area. You know, it was Reece Burke who got the first contact. Mallik Wilks trying to follow in. Just couldn't get the strike off properly. Hit it into the ground.
It's been the difference, but it's been one of the characteristics it would appear to be for Neil Warnock's Middlesbrough, using the wingers as much as possible. That's a good turn by Wilks. Got a couple of options to aim at. May just go himself. The shot came in, and a simple block for Middlesbrough in the end. It could have been much more, but that's a sign of positivity from Hull City.
It was better, wasn't it, from Mallik Wilks? A lot better, you know, just a little faint.
Well, Hull are carrying on, but there's a man down in the penalty area for Middlesbrough. It's Lewis Potter. He drives it, and it's wide of the target. And Jed Spence, my apologies, the man who has been so influential in the second half, is the man who's down inside the penalty area. Hull played on, and there wasn't too many complaints from Middlesbrough, but Keen Lewis Potter might have made a few enemies if he'd found the back of the net. Saville, Johnson and Coulson. It's a lovely threaded through ball. Johnson with options to aim at, and this time Long's intervention is a good one. It not only cuts out the danger, it sets Hull City off potentially on a counter-attack. Middlesbrough get organised quickly in their midfield. De Silva has to go back to Jordi Device. There was almost a moment where Hull could have braked away there.
And that's what I was trying to say before. You know, I'm sure Grant McCann would have said that. See, we've got to get the ball forward quicker. We play with a bit of tempo. It's a little bit predictable, and we're giving Middlesbrough the opportunity to get back in and defend.
McGuinness took a step in the wrong direction. So it's now Middlesbrough wanting to come forward with Roberts again, who's just running up and down in this second half with not much else purpose. Watch this cross coming in again, 2 to aim at in a heavily congested area. What will Middlesbrough spring from this? It's headed over by Coulson, and that cross certainly had a lot more accuracy. It found a Middlesbrough man, but no end product.
Yeah, it was good play, wasn't it? Johnny Howson seems to have slotted himself in at right back since Spence went off. Twisting and turning out there. Great delivery into that 6-yard box, and good run from Coulson, getting across the near post of Jordi Device. Just can't hit the target with his header.
Sends it back across to that right-hand side where Middlesbrough have been so keen to make attacks happen. Lewis Potter on defensive duty, takes it off McNair. It's into Johnny Howson, steps away from a couple. Saville's chance, and deflected behind by Jordi Device. It will be a corner, and just for a moment there was a lot of space for the central midfielder.
Yeah, there was. It was good play, wasn't it, from Johnny Howson again on that right-hand side. Just filtering through a couple of challenges from Hull City. Just pulling the ball back for Saville to have a strike from the edge of the box. Jordi Device in the way, though. Standing tall, getting his head on it, because it was certainly hitting the target, that was.
Well, he's only ever come to the KCOM twice and come away with victory. Will there be a third one at the most critical time for his club? On the edge of the area, the shot will come in. It's not too far away. We've had to wait a while for a big opportunity, and George Long was across, and the man who scored at the Riverside almost had a pair against Hull City in Tavernier.
Yeah, it's good play, wasn't it? Just getting himself set, wasn't he, Tavernier? Taking a few touches, and he's tried to bend one in that far corner past George Long. Don't think he was expecting it. Long, scrambling, just goes wide of the post.
Everyone has to be on their A game here. Honeyman sends it in. The connection was made by Jordi de Wijs, only in the wrong direction, however. Sent in again. Jordi de Wijs for Wilks! Stoppage time against Neil Warnock again, and Mallik Wilks has come up with the goal, which could just break Hull City's hoodoo. 13 games they've had to wait, and it is a massive 3 points if they can hold their nerve for 2 more minutes.
Oh, it's a fantastic finish from Mallik Wilks. Again, we talked about in the first half, maybe our best threat would be just putting the ball in there. And we did from the original free kick, but it comes out to Kevin Stewart, he just hopelessly puts it in there. He's offside on the initial one, Mallik Wilks, but we have the overload of the back post. Jordan de Wijs nods it down, and a great finish from Mallik Wilks, just to put it and stare it into the top of that net.
It's the first time Middlesbrough have left an open door for a striker to infiltrate, and Mallik Wilks, unmarked, been patient all evening, first real invitation, he finds the goal.